9 signs of an incompatible relationship. When two people are in a relationship, they should aim to bring out the best in each other. If a relationship is harmful or stressful, it's time to consider whether it's worth continuing. In this video, we discuss 9 signs of an incompatible relationship that could be indicators that it's time for you and your partner to part ways. From lack of communication to constant criticism and more, these signs will help you assess the situation and make the best decision for your future. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel because we upload new videos every day. Let's begin. Number 1. You're always arguing. If you're always arguing with your partner, it's a sign that you're incompatible. You might be compatible on some level, but it's not going to work out if you're constantly fighting. It's important to be able to communicate with your partner and to be able to resolve conflicts. If you can't do that, then it's likely that the relationship isn't meant to be. Arguing all the time can be really exhausting, and it takes a toll on both people involved. It's not healthy or sustainable. If you find yourself in this situation, it might be time to reconsider whether or not this is the right relationship for you. Number 2. You have different interests. It's not uncommon for couples to have different interests. In fact, it can be healthy for a relationship to have some degree of independence. However, if you find that you and your partner are constantly at odds over your interests, it may be a sign that you're incompatible. If you're always trying to convince your partner to do things your way or see things from your perspective, it can create tension and resentment. It's important to be able to compromise and respect each other's differences. Otherwise, you may find yourselves struggling to connect on a deeper level. Number 3. You're not attracted to each other anymore. If the thought of your partner no longer brings a smile to your face, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship. Attraction is more than physical appearance. It is also about personality, values, and interests. If you find that you and your partner are no longer on the same page in regard to these important aspects of a relationship, it may be time to move on. Number 4. You don't trust each other. If you don't trust each other, it's hard to see how the relationship can move forward. Trust is the foundation of any relationship. Without it, it's hard to build anything else. If you don't trust each other, you're always going to be second-guessing each other and looking for evidence that the other person is untrustworthy. This can lead to a lot of fighting and resentment. If you're unsure if you can trust your partner, it's important to discuss it and try to work through the issue. Otherwise, it's likely that the relationship will continue to decline. Number 5. You're always bored when you're together. It's not necessarily bad if you're not always entertained by your partner. After all, relationships are about more than just fun and games. However, if you find yourself constantly bored and wishing you were doing something else when you're together, it may be a sign that you're not as compatible as you thought. There are many different ways to spend time together, and if you're always bored when you're with your partner, it may be because you have different interests. It's important to have shared interests in a relationship, but also to respect each other's differences. If you're constantly bored when you're together, it may be worth exploring other activities that both of you can enjoy. It's also possible that the problem isn't with your compatibility, but with how you spend your time together. If you're only hanging out in front of the TV or playing video games, it's no wonder you're bored. Relationships are more than just sitting around. Try planning dates or activities that will get you up and moving. If boredom is a constant problem in your relationship, it may be time to sit down and talk about it. Talk about what activities both of you enjoy and see if there's anything new that either of you would like to try. If boredom is a real issue. Number 6. You don't respect each other's opinions. If you can't respect each other's opinions, it's likely that you'll butt heads on other important issues as well. It's important to see things from your partner's perspective and compromise when necessary. Otherwise, you'll just end up frustrating each other. Number 7. You're always putting each other down. Maybe you don't share the same sense of humor, or maybe you just don't mesh well together. Whatever the reason, if you're constantly putting each other down, it's not healthy and will not lead to a happy and lasting relationship. Number 8. You can't stand each other's friends or family. If you find yourself constantly arguing with your partner about their friends or family, it's likely that the relationship isn't going to work out. If you're constantly feeling annoyed or irritated by your partner's friends or family, it's a sign that you may not be compatible with them. Number 9. You don't want the same things in life. It's important to be with someone who shares your values and wants the same things out of life as you do. Otherwise, you'll just end up frustrating each other. If you're not sure what you want out of life, that's okay. But it's important to be honest with your partner about it and make sure they're on the same page. If one of you is ready for marriage and kids while the other isn't, it can create a lot of tension. The key is to communicate openly and come to a compromise that works for both of you. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon.